Welcome back to FastFreddyRC, and today we're going to start the build process of the Fiat 131 Abarth Rally on the MF-01X four-wheel drive chassis. Now this kit was actually built for the 2024 Poor Boys RC Speedrun Challenge. So I have been collecting all of the footage that I shot during that time because nothing was edited because I needed to get the car ready for the competition. So now it's time to start editing all the footage that I shot of the build. So first off, we're going to go over the manual. So right away, definitely get yourself a set of ball bearings. I did notice that this chassis is similar to an M05 in that once you close everything up, it's not that easy to take it all apart to put bearings in after. So I would highly suggest that you get yourself a full set of ball bearings before starting the build of this kit. So let's go through the manual. So now we have our usual opening information, etc., which I don't tend to go through. So let's just get started with step one. And you can see here that they're really wanting you to make sure that you know the sizing, because later on the car has to be built based on these sizes. So you're going to see that we also have the option of going with a low or a high center of gravity, and I went low for the speed competition. So this kit is being built in the low position for ground clearance. Now then you've got step two, which is charging the battery. Again, I won't be doing that right away anyway, but you'll see what I mean as we go along. Step three, we're now going to work on the differential gear, put that together. Step four, we're going to attach the differential gear for the rear, and you can see it's all going to fit inside of here. And then in step five, we've got the counter gear, so we need to work on that. Step six, we're going to work on the rear gearbox, put all the other bits and pieces in that we need to. And then in step seven, looks like we're attaching the rear damper stays. Very cool. And then in step eight, we're going to be checking the RC equipment. Now this is a pretty early step. A lot of kits, often this isn't until step 20, 21, whatever it is. But there is a reason for that, because in this kit, the servo has to be placed into the kit quite early. So you need to do these servo checks right away. Then step 10, you can see that we're going to be attaching all of this. And it's interesting that they're talking about the Tamiya TSU03 servo. Interesting. Not sure why they're actually having you look at a very specific servo, but we'll see what that means as we go along. Step 11. And again, when using the TSU03. Interesting, not sure. You can see that that's all got to be placed into the side of the kit, because this is going to be covered up so that no grime or debris can get in. And step 12, we're going to be working on the front differential. Notice that these are both geared differential systems. Then in step 13, we're going to attach the front gears, and that's all got to go into the gearbox. And then in 14, it's the left-hand side of the gearbox, so we've got some stuff to do there. And 15, gearbox front. Okay, so we're going to be putting this all together. And notice it's just one huge piece that's closing everything up. So again, I would highly suggest you get a set of ball bearings before you start building this kit. Now you can see here, before assembly, select correct wheelbase according to body used. So this is where we're going to have to go through this and make sure that we're doing this correctly. So 16 chassis, and the way in which this is going to attach will be determined on the body size that is needed. This piece will attach differently depending on how on which kit you've got. So then in 17, we're going to be working on the propeller shaft. Lots of goodies and bearings and stuff that need to be attached to that. But you see, M. So this is middle wheelbase, and I think with the Abarth Rally, I think we're looking at the long one. So this would be step 16 if you had the medium length. 17. And then here, if you have the long wheelbase, which is what this Abarth Rally kit is, this is step 16 that we're going to need, and step 17. So I'm glad they split it up so it makes it easy. So depending on your wheelbase, you've got separate instructions. Then in step 18, we're going to be attaching the propeller shaft. I really like this design, and you can see everything's all enclosed. It's very, very cool. 19, we're going to be working on the rear arms. And 20, we're going to be attaching the rear arms. Very cool. And then in 21, we're going to be working on the rear dampers. And 22, attaching the rear dampers. Mine will be very different because I have ordered, I don't want the pogo sticks, I've got oil-filled shocks that we're putting onto this. 23, attaching the rear body mounts. Very, very cool. And then moving on to step 24, the rear axles. And notice again, before assembly, select correct ground clearance according to body used. So we'll figure this all out. Then in step 25, we're going to be attaching the rear axles. Very cool. And again, notice that low, there may be some changes. So I'm just going to take a look here. Rear axles. Very cool. 25, attaching the rear axles. Nice. Step 26, we're going to be working on the front arms, and then 27, attaching the front arms. You're just going to have to be very careful depending on how you're planning on setting this up. 28, the front axles. All right. And then in 29, attaching the front axles. And again, they've got more warnings because now we're into the high position. So these steps here are for the high, and then these steps, low position. So we may have to, you can see that there are two 29s here. So I will, and I've done this for this poor boy speed challenge. So we're going with the low for the build for this. 30, front dampers. Again, mine are going to be different. 31, attaching the front dampers. And then in 32, attaching the front bumper. And there's quite a few instructions with this kit. Then in 33, we're going to be attaching the pinion gear. Now this is interesting because this is very late in the build. Normally when you're putting the motor on, it's quite early. But we're already at step 33. Interesting. 34, this is where we're going to attach the motor. And again, I'm not using the torque tune that comes in the kit. I've got a special motor for this, which you will see later. Then in 35, we're going to attach the RC unit, get all the electronics in. And 36, now we're going to start working on the wheels. And then 37, we're going to be attaching the wheels. And 38, installing the battery pack. So we're getting closer. And 39, attaching the body. Interesting. So there's probably a side instructions talking about how to get the body put together, because obviously we're going to have to cut it out, paint it, etc. And then it's showing you just the options. So yeah, there must be another sheet in the kit for the rest of this, because we still have to prep the body, paint the body, etc., and put on all of the mirrors, etc. So there's probably another instruction set with this, but we won't go into that. This is the main thing that matters the most. So that is our manual overview for the MF-01X Fiat Abarth. So if you are looking to build a kit like this, you have this kit, you want to follow along with my build, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'm happy to help you as we go along. So until next time, we'll see you in another video.